If semiconductors were pop stars, AMD would be the comeback act that keeps dropping smash hits. The company reported $29.6 billion in trailing 12-month revenue, and for that same trailing period ending June 28, 2025, it generated about $2.8 billion in net income. Proof that it's not just big, it's profitable. On top of that, market valuation metrics show the stock is trading at a forward P/E and EV/EBITDA that investors are eyeballing closely, which means expectations are high and any partnership or execution beat can send the ticker into orbit. Macro trends? What AMD actually does, the elevator pitch. Advanced Micro Devices builds the silicon brains that power gaming rigs, data centers, and high-performance computing clusters. CPUs, GPUs, accelerators. AMD makes the parts that turn electricity into gameplay, cloud services, and AI training runs. The company's strategy is straightforward: innovate in compute and graphics, push into data center AI, and win share across enterprise, cloud providers, and gaming OEMs. It's the hardware backbone for everything from your favorite AAA game to the servers training the next LLM. The numbers that matter: revenue, income, and multiples. Let's be clear, $29.6 billion in TTM revenue is concrete scale. That's tens of billions of product sales, wafer runs, and validated designs. $2.8 billion in net income shows AMD isn't burning cash, it's earning it. But profit and sales are only half the story. The market prices AMD with a forward PE and an enterprise value/EBITDA multiple that imply growth baked into the share price. Those multiples, quoted around 28.57 forward PE and 48.83 EV/EBITDA on October 10, 2025, reflect a market that expects robust margin expansion, continued product wins, or massive secular demand for compute. If AMD delivers on those things, it's rocket fuel. If it doesn't, multiples can compress fast. Why AMD's strategy actually matters? AMD's playbook is threefold. CPU innovation, server-grade EPYC chips that aim at data centers and enterprise workloads. GPU acceleration, Radeon and Instinct families that chase gaming and AI training/inference. Ecosystem and partnerships, software stacks, ISV certifications, and deep integrations with cloud providers and AI houses. This isn't accidental. CPUs and GPUs are complementary. You need both to assemble efficient data center solutions. AMD's ability to offer compelling products in both lanes lets it pitch entire compute stacks to big customers, not just single components. That's why large cloud providers and AI developers are now in AMD's crosshairs. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Partnerships, the literal gasoline on the fire. Recent deals have been headline-worthy. Most dramatically, AMD announced a multi-gigawatt supply agreement with OpenAI to power next-generation AI infrastructure, a multi-year deployment that starts with an initial gigawatt of AMD Instinct GPUs and could scale to 6 gigawatts across several generations. That's not a regular OEM order, it's the kind of institutional demand that can reshape a company's TAM, total addressable market, and revenue runway. Other collaborations around enterprise AI, cloud integrations, and software partnerships amplify the demand signal. AMD isn't just selling chips, it's selling compute capacity at scale. Picture a hyperscaler that wants to train the next big language model. They sign a deal for racks and racks of GPUs. Usually that means months of procurement, lead times, and frantic logistics. Now imagine a partner, OpenAI style, signs a big contract with AMD to deploy gigawatts of GPUs over several years. Suddenly a factory's worth of silicon becomes a multi-year revenue stream, and every new model trained on that compute box feeds demand for more, better silicon. It's like selling not just cars, but entire highways that lead to your dealership. The numbers scale much faster that way. Why advanced product portfolios matter, not just specs on a slide. Specs are cute, but integrations win. AMD's advantage comes from a coherent product roadmap, EPYC for servers, Radeon/Instinct for acceleration, plus software and ISV certifications that let customers deploy faster. That time to value matters to enterprise buyers. If AMD's stack lets a CIO go from proof of concept to production in weeks instead of months, AMD becomes part of the standard procurement checklist, not a risky add-on. Over time, that translates into recurring server refresh cycles and higher ASPs, average selling prices. How valuation multiplies the good and the bad. The forward PE and EV/EBITDA multiples reflect future expectations. A forward PE of 28.6 implies the market expects steady EPS growth, and EV/EBITDA near 48. 49 suggests the market values each dollar of AMD's EBITDA very highly relative to peers. That's a double-edged sword. When you trade at a premium multiple, your ability to explode higher depends on expanding earnings or convincing investors your growth runway is massive and sustainable. Strategic partnerships, like the OpenAI deal, sustained share gains in data centers, and margin expansion from higher value accelerators are the pathways to justify, and potentially multiply, that valuation. But if competition or margin squeeze shows up, multiples could be mercilessly pruned. AMD's chips show up everywhere. Think about the console wars. Your next holiday game console likely has AMD silicon inside. Games push GPU innovation. GPUs then migrate into data centers for cloud gaming and rendering. That same GPU architecture gets tuned for AI tasks. So AMD's success is a chain reaction. Consumer demand funds R&D. R&D spins off server chips win cloud contracts, and cloud contracts manufacture steady enterprise revenue. It's a virtuous loop when execution is tight. Why OpenAI and similar deals can be transformational. A multi-gigawatt agreement with a major AI lab is transformational because 1. It secures big, predictable orders for successive GPU generations. 2. It signals credibility. Other customers interpret the deal as a vote of confidence. And 3. It accelerates AMD's roadmap investments since the company can plan volume and R&D around a known customer. In markets like AI, scale and roadmap cadence are king. Being the chosen supplier for large training deployments can unlock years of growth that could hit to $2,300. Note this as well. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, "Who then can be saved?" But Jesus beheld them, and said unto them, "With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Then answered Peter and said unto him, "Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?" And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Matthew 19:25-30. If we fully obey the Lord, the Creator of heaven and earth, and carefully follow all His commandments, He has promised to set us high above all the nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 28. We shall be blessed when we come in and when we go out. I appeal to you to accept God and let Him be your guide, for He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful content. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Faith and prayer will do what no power on earth can accomplish. See you in the next video by God's mercy.